Have you ever looked at someone at the absolute peak of their game and just wondered, what's the thing that separates them from everybody else? Is it some kind of hidden advantage? A secret they were told? Well, today, we're going to talk about the one often overlooked power they all have in common. So what is the real secret to success? We're all looking for that magic bullet, right? That one hidden formula? But what if the answer isn't some big secret at all? First, let's just get a few things out of the way. Let's talk about what it's not.
Okay, let's be real clear on this one. Success is not built on luck. Yeah, being in the right place at the right time makes for a great story, but it's not a strategy. You can't count on it. It's not the foundation.
And you know what? It's not just raw, God-given talent either. Come on, we all know someone who's incredibly talented, but just never quite got there. So if it's not luck and it's not talent, then what in the world is it?
The answer, and this is the crazy part, is almost deceptively simple. It's the decision to just show up, to do the work when you're tired, when no one's watching, and especially when you feel like it's making zero difference. That's where the real magic happens.
All right, so if showing up is the key, why is that so hard for us to really believe? Well, it's because we're obsessed with the myth of the overnight success. We see the final product, that viral moment, the big break, and we completely miss the real story that was happening behind the curtain.
We imagine success as like a lightning strike, this massive, sudden breakthrough. But the reality? It's much more like watching a tree grow. It's built so slowly, through all these small, totally invisible moments of quiet consistency and daily effort that nobody ever gets to see.
And that brings us to the power of the grind. This is all about those hundreds, maybe thousands of unseen hours. The early mornings, the late nights, those quiet moments filled with doubt. That's the true price of admission for anything great.
I mean, think about Kobe Bryant and his Mamba mentality. We all saw the championships, the incredible highlights. But that mentality wasn't about the fame. It was about being in that gym at 4 a.m., way before anyone else was even awake. Day after day after day. He just showed up.
Or what about J.K. Rowling? Her story is the absolute opposite of an overnight success. She got rejected by 12 different publishers. She was writing in cafes, raising a child all by herself. But she kept showing up to write. That refusal to quit, that's exactly what we're talking about.
These are those unseen hours that really define the journey. It's not glamorous at all, but every single time you show up for your goal, you're laying another brick, building a foundation for a future that you can't even see yet. You're proving to yourself that you're in it for real.
Okay, but how do you keep that up? How do you stay consistent, especially on those days when you really don't feel like it? Well, the answer is in understanding the huge difference between two things: discipline and motivation. One is a feeling, the other is a choice. We expect progress to feel like this giant leap forward, but it's really more like painting. A single layer of paint, it's almost see-through, totally insignificant. But when you show up every day and you add another layer, and then another, you eventually create something with unbelievable depth. And here's how that layering really works. Every single rep at the gym, every single page you manage to write, every minute you spend learning something new. It feels so small in the moment, doesn't it? But it all compounds. It adds up, quietly and powerfully, until one day the results are just undeniable.
And this is where we have to separate motivation from discipline. Motivation is just a feeling. It's awesome, but it's unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, that's a decision. It's the commitment you make to yourself that you're gonna do the work anyway, especially when that feeling of motivation is totally gone.
And that simple decision, man, that makes all the difference in the world. Showing up on the hard days is literally what separates you from the 99% of people who just quit when things get tough. Consistency, that's your superpower.
So understanding all this is one thing, but actually applying it, that's the whole game. So let's turn this from just an idea into a personal mission. Let's make it real, starting right now.
First thing, stop waiting until you feel ready. Guess what? You will never be perfectly prepared. The simple act of showing up is the preparation. Don't let that idea of perfection stop you from starting.
And look, it doesn't have to be some monumental effort every single day. Progress is progress. Taking one small step forward is infinitely better than standing still. Just do what you can with what you have today.
And this is a big one. In the beginning, your effort is going to feel completely invisible.
It'll feel like you're just shouting into the void. Show up anyway. You're not doing this for an audience, you're doing this as a promise to your future self. So just remember this. The secret isn't in that one heroic effort. It's in the quiet, the relentless, the totally unglamorous act of just doing it again and again and again. That is the only road that actually leads somewhere real.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Forget about next year or even next month. Just think about tomorrow. What is one small, concrete way you could make the decision to show up for your goals? Because that one decision, when you repeat it over and over, that will change everything.